First, a Houston police officer behind bars accused of illegal gambling in Chinatown.
Officer Thomas Lamb is one of 41 people busted in this operation. David Gonzalez is in Southwest Houston tonight. And David, I understand the officer was not only accused of gambling, but also offering protection for this operation.
Yeah, Len, get this. That officer was actually deciding who could get into the cafe that you see behind me. Right now, more than 41 people have been arrested, including Lamb and two other police officers, and authorities believe that some shady things were actually taking place inside. The neon coffee sign is still on at Cafe Than Nguyen, but they're not open for business. On Thursday, authorities raided the shop and arrested these men, including Houston police officer Thomas Lamb.
When we have police officers that succumb to corruption, that can be a cancer that can spread.
Lamb is charged with providing protection to the cafe, which police say ran hidden rooms where gamblers bet cash by playing gambling machines and other games.
The officer decided who could and could not get through the door, join in the gambling, and receive the proceeds.
Prosecutors believe Lamb was also a regular player and had been seen in uniform on and off duty. To date, more than 40 people have been arrested. Lamb now joins former Houston officers Larry Nguyen and Wee Lee, who were arrested earlier this year for their ties to illegal gambling.
I think he's a disgrace to the badge, he's a disgrace to the uniform.
So far, more than $2.4 million in cash have been seized during this operation.
Organized crime thrives on money, and we just took millions of dollars from them.
At a restaurant next door, employees are just glad to see bad guys off the street.
I never pay attention outside because I believe God take care of everything. Basically, this place, I hope God always, blessing.
Officer Lamb now faces charges related to illegal game rooms, and also the other defendants in this case will still be prosecuted in this case. Back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Crazy story. The water in Lake Travis is still rising, but today a little bit of good news. The Lower Colorado River Authority says the lake level will likely crest tomorrow as much as 4 feet lower than expected. Still, though, a lot of damage has been done. Brett Buffington live at a marina near Lakeway, Texas, where there has been a struggle to keep as many as 400 boats from floating away. Tell us about that, Brett.
And the marina manager here at this marina near Lakeway tells me he has been flooded with phone calls, Reka. People worried that might happen. That's understandable. When you look at this dock, it's sitting in the middle of a flooded road. It's supposed to be 600 yards that way. To describe it,
man, I've never seen it this high.
Kirk DeMusic's expression might be perfect.
This is amazingly terrible.
At this yacht club near Lakeway, the boats are floating. Most of the buildings aren't.
Yeah, it's a mess.
You can only make out the roof of the marina's popular restaurant.
Yeah, Sunday answer. Great food.
After the last flood, the place was built for this.
So, I mean, the building is made, it's just a shell.
The manager here says this looks bad. He's seen it worse.
Our marine office floats up on a platform. I actually turned my computer on this morning and have been working out there.
These pipes put in today to make sure that office doesn't float away. More than 11 million gallons of water are flowing out of this lake every minute. But the water here is still rising. This two-story home on Graveyard Point got 4 more feet of water inside Thursday. Today, the water is even higher. At this marina, that restaurant we were talking about, the kitchen for it was built on a trailer. When they realized the water was going to come up, they simply hooked up to the expensive restaurant equipment and hauled it out of here. The manager for this place, he remembers the flood back in 1991. I asked him today, back then, how long did it take for this water to go back to normal? He told me 2 months.
We are live at Lake Travis this afternoon. I'm Brett Buffington, KHOU 11 News.
A lot of lives changed out there. Brett, you've been doing a great job bringing us the best pictures. Thank you so much. And taking a live look outside. A lot of people want to know how our weekend forecast is shaping up.
So Brooks is saying we're going to get some rain, but not everybody's going to get rain.
Right, and that's important because we got Wings Over Houston this weekend, which is the big air show down in Ellington. Yes, and F-16s out there, and P-51
You're
Mustangs,
excited, aren't you?
B-17s, and all the cool planes are out there flying. But now I'm going to watch this weather carefully because I hope it goes off without a hitch. Here's a live view from Space Center Houston. Folks there taking their pictures in front of the space shuttle where it's not raining. It's gray outside, and it's much warmer, about 81 at Bush now, 81 in Sugarland. But it is raining right now on the west side. So check it out. Our active pattern continues. A fetch of moisture coming in off the Gulf of Mexico. That spells a rainy evening and a rainy night for many of us tonight. That'll be a very big difference in the weather pattern that we've seen over the last couple of days where it's just been cool and gray. Right now it's pouring rain in Sugarland and Sealy, along I-10 and the Southwest Freeway, Richmond, Rosenberg, Fulshire. This stuff drifting north, so this will slow you down on your Friday evening commute, and we could see this weather continuing through tonight. Want to show you future tracks starting off at 5. We can see it over downtown, and then waves of rain continuing. That could lead to street flooding. We'll have to watch out for that chance for some flash flooding. So the rain chance is 70%. Keep that in mind for your Friday night plans. Your full forecast coming up, guys.
All right, thank you, Brooks. With one lucky ticket, you could wind up on Forbes magazine's list of richest Americans. That's all it takes, guys. The Mega Millions jackpot now stands at $1 billion. It's the second largest lottery grand prize in U.S. history. Well, there's another drawing tonight, so a lot of folks will be lining up to get those tickets after work. And tomorrow night, there's a $430 million Powerball drawing. Dana Jacobson breaks down why these jackpots are so high and how much we are spending on these tickets every year.
There's always that excitement when you go to look at the numbers and your heart is pitter-pattering.
Millions are lining up like this across the country for their chance to strike it rich in tonight's historic Mega Millions jackpot.
Oh, this is a big one right here.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Our obsession with lotteries, with gambling, is that unicorn feeling of like, maybe it'll be me.
Last year, Mega Millions bumped its minimum jackpot up to $40 million and increased the number of balls from 15 to 25. The result? Larger prizes and increased odds. The chance of winning jumped from 1 in roughly 258 million to 1 in 302 million this drawing. For perspective, you're more than 25,000 times more likely to shoot a hole-in-one on the golf course.
He's going to get struck by lightning, somebody's going to win the lottery.
Schlesinger points out some people don't necessarily play to win.
They just want to take a moment out of their day to consider how to dream big.
And Americans love doing just that. About 2/3 of us gamble. Last year, we spent nearly $73 billion on traditional lottery tickets. On average, that's more than $200 per person.
Instead of spending $200 a year on lottery tickets, maybe we could encourage people to say, okay, why not spend 10 or 20 bucks a year? Take the rest of the money and maybe pay down some outstanding credit card bills. I don't want to take away your dream. I just want to limit it.
Dana Jacobson, CBS News, New York.